So it takes 21 days to have a new habit. Okay. I think it's 21 days. And if you're in the habit of self-judgment and self-sabotage, you know, again, it depends on the individual. But what I would, you know, the answers are inside them. And that's the other thing that I need to kind of make clear, is that I can give them an answer, but that's me giving an answer that's for them, which is mine. But it might not work. It might work for 2 days and then it doesn't. So from my perspective, it does depend on where they're at. You know, is it that, you know, the issue is because of people outside of them? Is it them hearing their mother or father's voice saying this to them? Is this or a teacher or somebody outside of them, whoever that might be, a sibling? Is it that this is coming from a really strong set of beliefs, or are they, you know? The other thing I do want to say is it somebody who's medically unwell? Because there's a certain level of coaching you can do with humans who are functional and able to live in society. And then there's another level which with people who require medication, and that's, you know, sometimes it can be classed as, you know, psychotic episodes or schizophrenia or things like that. That's a whole different level of awareness and treatment.
I prefer the energetic work.
Yeah,
around those people, not medications, but this is only
energetic. Yeah. But we live in a world where a person's well-being is defined by society and its rules. And I'll give you an example. So when it becomes your job's worth, and you're looking after a family, say for example, and it's innocent, again, it's all innocent. And you know, you hear about, I saw this morning that a lady in lockdown had attempted to take her life and her son's life because she couldn't handle what was happening. And she reported herself to the hospital and said, this is a situation, help. And they sentenced her to prison for 4 months for attempting to kill herself and her son. That's not the solution that we're looking for in our world. It takes a community it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it takes a village to raise a community and to support people and each other. Now, whether you're a coach or not, you're human. You know, when I talk about the program, we're talking about providing a space for people to understand the process of coaching, to learn how coaching works, what the tools are, what you need to do as a coach, you know, the checks and balances you need in place, learning about confidentiality, etc., etc. But from a human perspective, as human beings, and this is one of the things that happens through coaching, is people come out, reconnect deeper to themselves, so they're more aware of what's happening around them and can do more for society and the community. But actually, when you're in your head and you're in a community and you're too busy, you know, dealing with your own stuff, you can't see what's happening around you. You're blind to it. Or if you're there from a perspective of having to, you know, work, you know, and, you know, I until lockdown happened, I never knew half my neighbors because everyone's busy working. Nobody knows who's in their street. I mean, how simple a solution. But now we have a WhatsApp group on our street and people know each other. It's totally different.
Oh.
But what's interesting to me is that, you know, from a coaching profession, which is on the increase, I even spoke to a couple of delegates who've been through the program, and they've had years of therapy, and since the program, they've not been back. So there's something that's there that's shifting people from a deeper level, deeper in terms of their own consciousness, and connecting them with that, which isn't religious. It's not religious. It's natural. It's organic. It's reconnecting and having this really deeply personal relationship with your source, however you want to name and label that, you know. And for me, that is what this work is about, is to clear the space to really connect at a soul level to those that are around you. And it can be hard because people are so stuck in their own world about what's right and wrong, which is there's so much judgment in that. And I get caught up in that, you know, because I'm human. We all do. But yeah, you know, there's something about localizing communities and supporting each other, even those, and bringing those communities that are harder off together with the communities that are well off, that are supporting each other, teaching each other, changing mindsets. You know, I think the mindsets are the important things. You know, what are we thinking? Is money evil?
Mm-hmm.
No, it is not evil. Apparently the Dalai Lama wears a Rolex watch. That's what I've heard. No, I've not seen it. I've not met him. But, you know, the money has its uses, and its uses are for society, to meet the needs of people in our community. And that could include sheltering, feeding them, clothing them, making them feel safe.
For creating
The
more,
basic
let's say. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if people don't have the money, how can they do that?
Yep. Good point.
You know, it's waking up to the fact that, you know, money is not, I've been having conversations about this, that money is a means to an end. It's energy.
Yep.
People get attached to their relationship with money. Is on the one hand, it's I want money, and then they tell themselves another story about why money is so bad, and then they get stuck in this place where they're stuck with money. And it's about clearing that all out and just knowing that it's just a means to an end. That's all it is.
Yeah, I just started this project about money and businesses and energetic work about that, and beliefs around money and so on. Because yeah, it's about sabotaging. So let's create more. You know, I was thinking about this coaching thing, and as a profession, and as a tool, let's say. People, the most part of the people, have this impression that it's all about solving problems, and they are starting this self-development thing from the self-judgement, of course, when they are wrong in some way or another. So they are trying to find a way to solve themselves or something like that, to find a I don't know, you know what I mean. But
they're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to fix.
Thank you. So I'm not the only one that thinks like that.
The thing with fixing it is that fixing it for me feels like sticky tape. You put a plaster on it, make it better for a short time. But sticky tape doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
It's a short-term solution. It's like when you're in a business environment and people are fighting fires all the time. There are managers who keep fighting fires and fighting fires. And what they don't see is that the fighting of the fire is a short-term fix, but they're not looking at the vision, which is about creating and recreating and putting things in place that mean that the fires don't exist anymore. But it's all about creating solutions. It's all down to the mindset again. Are you looking at the past, or are you looking at the future? Are you too busy fighting fires now that you can't even look into the future? That's what leadership's about, is where are we going? Where are we headed? Together as a community. Individually, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get to that point. But then when you look at the vision, and there might not even be a vision, it might be to step, which leads you to the vision. That takes a lot of faith. But even the vision that you hold is coming from somewhere special. That's come from somewhere. So it's just depends on how you look at life. Depends on how you create what's coming from one minute to the next. Yeah. And just seeing where that takes you.
You know, it's very interesting because in my experience, professional experience, so many years, oh my God, I just become more and more aware about people refusing their own greatness and the ease in life and with life. And seems that this is the hardest part in life. It's a paradox, as everyone is saying that they are wanting more, but in the same time there is a fear maybe, and this lack of belief, let's say, and the missing piece in understanding what I said before, who are you, and that you are a part of the source or whatever, you know. So how the coaching thing can be integrated in this kind of issues, let's say?
First of all, you know, I keep saying it's innocent. You know, people don't know that they're doing it. They feel the pain of it, but they don't know that they're doing it, not aware of it. And coaching helps, through questions, helps people to become aware of their own stuff, and it is stuff, their own stories, their own hang-ups, their own sabotage, their own
choices, maybe?
Their own choices, yeah. They're you know, these are all things that we do unconsciously, because something in the unconscious is either at the unconscious level, or that we have patterns of behavior as a cognitive level, or beliefs at a cognitive level, which are driving us in this direction. And the key is alignment, you know, but nobody really, very few people take time to reflect. Very few people are too busy in their heads, knocking someone else, or fighting an argument in their head, or trying to figure out what happens next, or hitting their heads against a brick wall, metaphorically, trying to understand why did this person do that, or why did this have to happen, or, you know, the big why, because they're caught up in the story, which is what we all do.
The story.
And the thing is, the story is thought, and the thought isn't real. And there's more than that as well.
As another technique, let's say, to get out of this story, you just bring that up for me now. It's using questions. It's not living in conclusions. And judgments. It's just using questions and
totally
let yourself be aware of what else can be possible, I guess. Isn't it?
And you know, it's I use coach here. I'm coached as well as being coached. I think everybody is human as the next person. But having a safe space where you can take time out to reflect with another human being who is also working from a very special place of non-judgment and curiosity, answers will flow because you're safe. You feel safe enough to answer these questions. And so you could do it on your own. It's just not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
But if you have a coach that's pointing you, if you have a coach that's pointing you back to you and saying, well, what are the answers?
Yeah.
That space that's being held helps you to find the answers that you've been looking for. And it might not happen in the moment. It might happen in between sessions. But you're seeing something different. You're looking somewhere different. What was it Einstein said? You can't resolve the issue with the thinking that created it.
Right.
Which is so true. I don't even know if he said that, but I like the saying. Because it's true.
It is. Yeah, it is. I just forgot. I just wanted to ask you something, but Okay,
I've interrupted you again.
It will come if there is a request for that. But anyway, yeah, this I just wanted to point that out, the coaching thing and one-to-one sessions or group sessions or whatever. This is just about helping you to help yourself or something.
It's learning the art, and I will call it art, of coaching.
Wow.
And practicing it.
This is
practicing it. Yeah, I'm practicing a whole pile of practice. You know, one of the things about learning that I keep being reminded with my child is that, you know, there's so much to learn. And the best way to learn is through play. Moving your body, playing, experiencing something different with someone, playing with somebody else. That, for me, is priceless in terms of learning, because it's natural. It's the way we learn. Look at children and babies. They evolve so much in the first 7 years of their life, learning so much. Some of them are bilingual, trilingual, you know, so it depends on their environment and what and how they're brought up. But the learning space is where you kind of develop the most knowledge. It's because you're sucking things up like a sponge. And the way that the training works is that it is all about experience and learning and playing, because, you know, all the rules are out the window. I encourage people to copy each other. I encourage everyone to kind of do what society doesn't want you to do, because in that you learn. NLP, which is one of the core things that I've learned, is it's all about modeling others through their behavior, through their language, through the way they think, what they speak, how they speak, what they do, how they hold themselves. You know, that's really useful to know. But in this classroom, you know, there are no rules. You're just going to learn in a way that is natural, and you're going to play full out in a way that's fun. And you will be challenged. I've got to say that you will be challenged. You will be challenged. Without a shadow of a doubt, you will be challenged. And that's a challenge to be, yeah, and it's a healthy challenge to question your life and your beliefs and your identity, and to reconnect with something that's way deeper than what you've experienced before.
This is bringing me an interesting question. Who are you beyond everything that you identified yourself with as beliefs and values and things like that? This is a interesting homework.
I like that. That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a deep one.
Yeah,
deep one, and is opening so many other possibilities. And yeah,
because at that level of identity, people are so tied up with who they are in the world.
Yeah. So about coaching again, this can become, for me, it did, a lifestyle. So it's not only about this class or technique or whatever. I just want people to know that it's about creating another type of lifestyle and changing whatever they want to change and create more and something like that. But you will start a new class?
I will. I start on the 4th of December.
On?
The 4th of December.
4th of December, okay.
So not very long.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited. I'm really looking forward to doing this because it will be online for the first time.
Ooh.
And we're going across Europe, Middle East, Africa, and some of Southeast Asia. Sorry?
Worldwide.
Only across EMEA, because the time zones don't work for the other side of the planet at the moment.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, and it will be really interesting to connect people across this region, and to see how the learning happens with different cultures, with different people from different backgrounds. I mean, it is an English-speaking course, but it'll be interesting to see what comes from the community as well, because anyone who comes through the training as a coach becomes part of the community, the NoorWorks community. So they, you know, there's possibilities there if anyone wants to do anything with that. I mean,
I recommended it. I did that, so yeah, 100%. Yeah, you know, it's interesting what this pandemic is creating, a different perspective if you want to look at this in this way. Yeah, doing this class online, it's a great thing. Interesting. Let's see what this will create.
Let's see.
Yeah. So if someone wants to connect with you, with your work,
They can find me on social media with all the handles. Just look at NoorWorks on either of all the social media handles. Message me through there, or email me at info@noorworks.com, and either myself or one of the team will pick it up. And yeah, so I'm happy to connect with anyone to explore how this might help them in terms of the training. But it was powerful for me when I did it, and it's powerful for people that have gone through it, and I've seen it, and it's been beautiful to watch. So thank you, Diana. This is lovely.
Yeah, I'm just grateful for that. Thank you.
My pleasure, totally. Thank you.
And see you soon.
I look forward to it.
Kisses. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.